This is Dylan with the Cut Above Landscaping, and a question we get asked often with new sod jobs is how much do I water my yard after the sod's been installed? That's a great question, and since every irrigation system is different, depending on how much water pressure you have, how many gallons per minute, and the type of soil that you have, this is something that you have to experiment with a little bit to make sure you're getting the right amount of water on the grass. So a rule of thumb is when the irrigation system stops running, you want the sod and the ground to be slightly squishy underfoot. So for one system, that could be 10 minutes because you have soil that really retains the water. It's very clay based. For another system, that may be 30 minutes because it's on very sandy soil or it's on a slope. So when your irrigation system gets done with a normal cycle, you need to go out and you need to walk around the yard. So I'm at a project and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This system got done running about 30 minutes ago. We installed this system in the sod last week, and this is what we've got. So I'm walking through the yard. I hope you can hear this. So I would say this is more than slightly squishy, and if I pull up one of these pieces, I can see that it's still very wet. This soil, I mean, you can see the clay in it. There's a little, you can feel a little bit of sand, but this is too wet. This is too wet. Right now, I mean, it's not going to hurt anything that it happened a couple times over the weekend. It's better to have a little too much water than not enough water, especially after it's been installed. But over time, this could cause some issues with fungus or root rot. So right now, this system is set for 30 minutes. So I'm going to cut it back by about 30%. And set it for 22 minutes per zone and let that run, and I'll stop back by in a day or two to check on it. But sometimes it's a good idea to run the system for an extra cycle in the middle of a day. You've got to treat a new yard like a baby, okay? You've got to really keep an eye on it for at least 2 weeks and make sure everything is getting water. It's very common for the areas next to the concrete, like right here, to dry out. Then you'll have a little strip against the concrete that turns brown. And the reason for that is this concrete absorbs the heat from the sun and it'll dry out this edge. That is okay. Some spots that are common to have issues are in corners because it's difficult to get full coverage with your irrigation in corners and along driveways. But if there's like, a 4 to 6 inch strip that dries out, don't overreact. And sometimes there are areas that may need a little bit extra attention with a hose, but if you have an irrigation system with good coverage, you don't need to worry about that. So I hope that helps answer some questions. Once again, this is something you just need to experiment with a little bit, and I would always err on the side of more water is better. But these guys did a great job with this, and this property is going to look great. So if you need any help, there's our information. Thanks for watching.